Alright guys, how you guys doing today? I believe we are going to be live now. Had some difficulty trying to set this thing up for a sec there, but I think we're good to go. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you guys are excited. Sorry for the awkward wait if that's what happened there. There's some difficulty. Producer T had to help me out. We're laughing. Hopefully you guys are doing well. We're here to discuss a little bit of transfer talk. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the two main players that are actually on display for today. Producer T's in the comments. I was talking to myself for a good 5 minutes before we... No, it's exaggeration. I was talking to myself for a good 30 seconds before I actually was live. But hopefully you guys are doing well. Hopefully you guys are excited, man. There's been a good chunk of transfer talk that we are going to get into today. Some of the main ones, of course, is Jeremy St. Juste, which is kind of a surprise for me. I personally thought that he was... I don't know. I just kind of thought that those transfers were going to be dead and buried. But it looks like some of them are going to be coming back. Another one is that there has been confirmation that we will not be targeting Sabitzer, which... I mean, I'm happy with that. I don't know if a lot of you guys are under the same kind of impression, but I'm relatively happy with that. I am. There will be no comments on the screen today because we set it up in a different kind of way, so we are sorry about that. But I'm going to try to look for a couple articles here that I can maybe bring on, because there's been a couple different stories about St. Juste today, and I've been tagged in it quite a bit, which is why I wanted to come out live today and talk about basically what's going on. There's been a report that we made a concrete bid for Jeremy St. Juste, and then there's been a very contradicting report saying that the Mainz manager said that there's been no official bid. So this is what it says. It says that Borussia Dortmund have made an official bid for Mainz defender Jeremy St. Juste, and the article has said that the bid is below Mainz asking price, but Mainz's sporting director has quickly moved and denied that the report has been made, and saying basically nothing is done, nothing has been made. I don't know what you guys are talking about. So, I don't know. Two very contradicting ones, man. Two very, very contradicting ones. I want to hear what you guys have to say. We're going to go into some of the comments right now. We see some people are saying Mullen. Hopefully we don't pull out. Yes, and also the Mullen deal. It's been said that we are basically undershooting the bids. We know that. We know that basically PSV are looking for over 30 mil. We're basically stuck at giving about 27. But I still think that deal is going to go through. I personally do. But Steve's here. Steve, how you doing, my man? Hope you're doing well. White's here, says, hi, Josh. St. Juste coming in. I don't know. It seems really weird. The two stories that have dropped within hours of each other is that we made a concrete bid for St. Juste, and then Mainz's sporting director quickly said that we didn't. So whether we did or whether we didn't, what it shows me is that we're actually still interested. The St. Juste rumors were there for a while, and then they disappeared, and now they're coming back. And I don't know. I'm a little confused as to see which type of players we're going to be bringing in. Whether it's going to be someone like a Halstenberg, who I thought was going to be brought in for the versatility to cover the center back, outside center back, left back position, or if we're going to get a prime target, a Jeremy St. Juste, who would be absolutely fantastic to that. But we'll get into some other comments. I got another tasty one coming in here from Luca. White says, is St. Juste coming in? I don't know. But at the very least, what we do know is that Dortmund is interested. They are interested. Whether that concrete bid was made or not, it shows that he is still on our radar. He's not English. He is from the Netherlands. Josh, did you do some on-stage events in high school or college? Asking because you seem pretty calm on camera. No, not really. I did a lot of public speaking. My program, I took it at college. It was a degree program, but it was through a college. I had to do a lot of public speaking. I once had to stand in the middle of a bank and give a presentation midday. So if you were going to the bank that day, you were going to see Josh giving a presentation. So I didn't do any on-stage events. Producer T and I won a talent show in grade 8. That's my claim to fame. But other than that, not really. I don't know. I like talking about stuff I'm passionate about. And I guess my program kind of helped me being able to talk. But in which position does St. Juste play? St. Juste is a center back. He's a center back. He can play as an outside center back in a back three, which I think could be very important, given the way that I think Marco Rose's team right now kind of fits a 3-4-2-1 or 3-4-1-2. He can also, people claim he can play as a right back. Now, I say that because I personally don't think he can play throughout the course of the season as a right back. I think he's much better as a center back or an outside center back. A lot of people forget that Akanji, when he first came to Dortmund, played as a right back and a left back, simply because Akanji's got speed. I see St. Juste as the same kind of way. I wouldn't bank on the fact that St. Juste comes in, he's the answer to a right back. I don't think that, none of us should think that, because that's not the case. He's a very, very useful center back. He's a very speedy center back, which I've said it a lot. It's the number one reason I didn't want Halstenberg, is because he lacks speed. St. Juste doesn't. If you're looking for a fast center back, you can't get any much faster than St. Juste, if you're asking me. But Luca, feel free to tell me where that link came from. I have not heard this, but I'm very curious. Lucas says that he heard that Wolfsburg want Delaney. Is that true? How about a swap deal with Lacroix? So I'm assuming that there wasn't actually storylines of a swap deal with Lacroix and Delaney. But Wolfsburg and Delaney, I could see that. I could definitely see that being a link. I haven't heard anything about it. So Luca, if you want to send me the article where you saw it, feel free, and I can bring it up on screen. If you guys don't already, follow us on Twitter/Instagram. If you have any news stories like that you want to share with me, I'm happy to bring them up, give you guys full credit for that. So, Luca, I'm curious to see where you found that, because if Thomas Delaney is looking to stay in the Bundesliga, it's not a bad little look to go to a club like Wolfsburg. What I heard about Delaney is that he's very interested in going to the Prem. So I'm very curious where you found that, Luca, and I'd definitely love to dive into it a little bit more. And if you guys are just joining us, be sure to hit the like button. We're at 20 likes already. You guys are killing it. And drop a hello in the chat, like Mr. Carlson did. Says, hello, Josh. How you doing, my man? Hope you're doing well. Mullen, St. Juste, and I'm happy. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who the winger is going to be. For me to be happy, I want Mullen, I want Bailey, and then I would be okay with Halstenberg, but could you imagine if we pick up someone like St. Juste instead? And I don't know where the coverage would be if we sold Schultz, though. That's the key about signing someone like Marcel Halstenberg, is that if we sell Nico Schultz, he's got coverage for left back and also coverage for center back, where obviously if we just signed St. Juste, we wouldn't have that backup coverage for left back. We'd probably end up keeping our man Schultz there. But yeah, St. Juste is Dutch, not English. Hey Josh, do you think Dortmund should try to buy Casteels from Wolfsburg? I don't. I think that our keeper position is locked up. Kobel is our starting guy and will probably be our starting guy for many seasons to come. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Our backup keeper is going to be Hitz, and we need to try to get Berkey off the books ASAP. Before, I said someone like Peter Galassi or Casteels would have been a good look for Dortmund. I wanted someone with a little bit more prestige to the name. But we went with Gregor Kobel, and that's our man. So he's our keeper. I don't think Dortmund will sign another keeper anytime soon. How much do you think that we will spend on each of our targets at most? I don't know. I think at most for Daniel Mullen, we will try to end up probably signing him for about 30. Leon Bailey, I think if we're going to go for that transfer, it's going to depend on if we can shift players out like Berkey, Marius Wolf. We can maybe sell Nico Schultz, maybe even Thomas Delaney, raise a little bit of money, and then probably like 25 mil on someone like Leon Bailey if he is to come in. And then St. Juste is a budget. So St. Juste would be about 15, and Halstenberg could be like 8. So I don't know. I don't know. I saw a lot of stuff on Twitter saying, well, we got 100 mil for Sancho, and then people are trying to break down how we're going to spend the 100 mil. We don't have 100 mil. We've sold Sancho for 100 mil, but a lot of that is going into basically balancing the books. So I personally don't know exactly how much we have to spend, but I know it isn't an unbelievably crazy amount of money. Even though we did sell Sancho, that will help, and if we can sell some other targets as well, I don't know. I'm still buzzing. If we bring in Mullen, Bailey, and even St. Juste or Halstenberg, great summer for us. Franz Nielsen says, Jeremy Doku to BVB, please. He would be a good winger, man. No problem with that, but I don't think we'll be able to seal the deal there. Sean says, hey Josh, how do you feel Leipzig will do this year? Lost their coach, both CBs, and now Sabitzer, top 4, ? Sean, hope you're doing well, my man. Leipzig, to me, is going to be a very interesting team to keep an eye on. I'm very curious to see how Jesse Marsch does. I think Jesse Marsch is a talented young American manager. Biggest job an American manager has ever held. However, I think that he's going to have a bit of a wake-up call in the Bundesliga. I think that his system in a 4-4-2 isn't going to work in every single match. And depending if he's flexible and can find different shapes that work, that may cost him at times. I think losing both Upamecano and Konate will be vitally, vitally painful for Leipzig if they don't sign Lacroix. If they went and signed Lacroix and partnered him with Willy Orban, perfect. That's a nice center-back pairing, but I don't know. From what I'm reading from Maxence Lacroix, it looks like he might be going to the Prem. So if they don't find a replacement center-back, an adequate replacement center-back, I think the back four looks a lot weaker. However, they did address their striker issue. They signed Andre, and I don't know. I just think that's a perfect signing, man. He's someone who put up an unbelievable amount of goals last season, and now he's going to have even better distribution. He can play in a two-man striker formation. You'll probably maybe see someone like Sorloth get a little bit of minutes, or Poulsen. But I don't know what's going to happen with Sabitzer, because that was the other part of this transfer, is that there's been articles that said that basically Dortmund aren't going to sign Marcel Sabitzer. And for me, that's good. We don't need to waste money in positions. We have a lot of depth. But if Sabitzer does leave to someone, that will be a very, very painful loss again for Leipzig. But no matter what, I'm still going to think Leipzig will finish third. I still think there's a lot of talent. Signing Andre Silva is still, I mean, that's 28 goals you're plucking back into this Leipzig side who lacked a striker last year. So wouldn't be too worried, but I don't think they're going to be competing for the title anytime soon. Off topic, but when I Google Dortmund, it's filled with English media claiming Erling is leaving for 100 mil, and it's starting to get annoying. Jose, I hope you're doing well, my man. And yeah, I mean, definitely not off topic. I like talking about Haaland transfers because I'm very adamant that he's not leaving. I've seen it every day too, man. Every single day, Haaland here, 150 mil. I don't see it. Unless I'm completely missing something and completely misreading the club I followed so in-depthly for so many years, I don't see Haaland leaving this season. But I'm going to be very open. I see Haaland being sold next season. I see that's the main reason we're signing Malen. Malen will come in, play in that dual striker formation, maybe get some minutes out on the wing, and then when Haaland moves on, we have a ready-made replacement. That is exactly what I see it. I don't see Haaland leaving this summer, though. And if he does, I will be blindsided. Delaney is too good for Wolfsburg. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really want to see Delaney leave. But if we need to raise funds, I don't know where else we're going to do it from if we're not looking to sell Brandt. St. Juste seems like a multiple position solver. He can cover right back if Meunier is out for some reason. Plus, he can play in a back three. He can certainly help out if Hummels is with plays in a back three and a back four. I agree with that, my man. I definitely think he's good in a back three and a back four. I still wouldn't bank on the fact that he can play right back. I still wouldn't. I think we have better options there. If St. Juste absolutely has to cover there for a game or two, he can. But with Meunier, with Paslak, with Chan, and when Murray comes back, we're not going to have to worry about it. My worry is if we sell Nico Schultz and we don't sign Halsenberg, where's our backup coverage coming from there? Letting Delaney go would be a big mistake. We need his mentality. Yeah, and I agree, Arthur. I don't really want to see Delaney go. I think that he had a great Euros. I think he's an excellent player. He brings so much to this team. Unfortunately, like I said, I think we're going to have to sell a player. If we can flip Marius Wolf, Berkey, maybe Nico Schultz, I still think there's a fourth player that needs to be sold. And I don't know who it's going to be to raise some money to sign someone like Leon Bailey, St. Juste, and Malen. It'll be fun, though. I think this shows me that we might play through at the back because it would benefit Meunier a lot. It would benefit three players enormously if we played into 3-4-2-1 or 3-4-1-2. That one is Mats Hummels. If you partnered Mats Hummels with someone with the speed of a Kanji and St. Juste on his left and his right, Mats Hummels has got the freedom to play that QB kind of center back role, and he would thrive in it. That is where Mats Hummels at his best because of his age and because of his speed. And you got vital speed beside him is a perfect trio, in my opinion. On top of that, you're giving Guerrero the opportunity to play as a left wing back, which is where you're going to see him at his absolute best. And Meunier has played his best football for Belgium as a right wing back. So I think those are three huge opportunities to get some good minutes and good movement out of players if you add St. Juste. And then you can build the attack from there. But I mean, well said, and I absolutely agree. What are your channels for catch the rumors and transfer news? I have people who reach out to me with it, which we appreciate a lot. I rely a lot of my videos are made off of a BVB news blog. I mean, they're just all over it. Now, you gotta be careful with some of their rumors because they will put everything out. So I like to try to do a little bit of due diligence. There's a couple BVB transfer news websites that I use. I talk to a couple professionals who are in the know, I guess, before I go out and do a video. But there are a lot of opportunities to find BVB news. And then when I feel like I have enough to go forward, we come out here for a live to do so, to make sure that we're getting the correct information to you guys. Which the main two headlines today is that apparently there was an offer made for St. Juste that was immediately denied. But it just, to me, shows that there is visible interest for BVB to sign St. Juste, and that we will not be signing Marcel Sabitzer. And now we get to talk about other stuff. Why aren't we targeting Baku? He would be a winger and a solid right back. It would solve two problems with one stone. I wholeheartedly agree with you. I can't agree with you more. Baku would be my perfect right back winger signing because he's young, he's talented, he would be an unbelievable investment. He can play on right back, he could probably play as a right wing back, and he can play as a right attacking mid. Unbelievable signing it would be. I'm assuming we're priced out, and he would probably cost upwards to 30 mil, and I don't know if Dortmund want to put that into a right back. Like I said, they're going to bank on Meunier to get good, which is why I think that, unfortunately, we're not going to sign a right back. I think it's that simple. There was an article saying that Dortmund are slightly interested in basically seeing if there's any market to buy a right back, but I can promise you guys we probably won't. German Super Cup will be a real test because Marco Rose knows how to beat Bayern. I'm excited, man. We got a big day planned on the channel for the Super Cup. Involves a little bit of Dortmund and involves a little bit of the fan club, so definitely stay tuned. And I'm buzzing. Hopefully we can come home with a little silverware. Letting Delaney go and signing Sabitzer would be a massive upgrade for our midfield. Honestly, I would sell Chan before Delaney. I would too, man. I would sell Chan before Delaney. I absolutely agree with you. I have a feeling that Kobel will flop. I hope not, man. We've had keeper issues for a long time, which is the reason I wanted to originally go for Casteels or Peter Glashy. So I'm praying that Kobel doesn't flop. A bit random, but I'm the only one who doesn't understand why we sold Dalio. He was insane 1 year, in my opinion. We sold him because the board wanted to bring back Mats Hummels, and if I remember correctly, Lucien Favre was not impressed that Dalio was replaced from Hummels. He didn't like Hummels' speed. He liked what Dalio brought to the team, that he could also play out on left back if needed. And that, if I remember correctly, if you guys remember as well, let me know. But I'm pretty sure that caused a little rift between Lucien Favre and the board, because that was a transfer that he did not agree with. I personally love the idea of signing St. Juste. He's got pace, which is something that we need in the back. Good to rotate our back line. We can start in the back three. I agree, Mr. Carlson. I agree. And the biggest thing for me, like I said, if you want to get the best out of Mats Hummels at his age with his speed, you partner him in a back three with two of the fastest center backs you're going to find in the Akanji and St. Juste. To me, that's a match made in heaven, and I desperately hope it happens. If you're just joining us, guys, be sure to drop a like on the stream, subscribe if you guys are new, and let us know what you think of signing Jeremy St. Juste, and if you think it's a good idea or not, because from what I'm reading, looks like a lot of you guys do. The only way Dortmund get Bailey or Diaby is if we don't get Malen, according to BVB News Blog. Again, I've heard that as well, but I've also heard that it doesn't matter. So, I don't know. They're very contradicting reports. I do believe, and from who I've talked to, that if there's a way to get both Malen and Diaby in, or whoever in, Bailey, whoever the winger is, Dortmund will do it. But I did read that as well. It says that they're a replacement if they don't get Malen, but I still think there's a chance to get both. There's been a little bit blurry there, and BVB News Blog has also put up the fact that they're targeting a winger on top of Malen. The Malen deal was completely separate from Sancho leaving. So we're just going to have to wait and see, man. Some of the fun stuff about following Dortmund during a transfer season. So Madueke is coming next summer. No way PSV pulled us the same way we did last summer. So I don't even know if Madueke is coming next summer. Madueke is not coming this summer, and depending on what kind of season he has with PSV, he may not be coming at all. So he may choose to go to another club. The number one thing I knew about Madueke is that he wanted minutes, he wanted an opportunity to shine, and going to Dortmund, I don't think it would have gave him the platform to keep developing. He scored 7 goals, 4 assists last season. He only started 7 games due to injury, and I think he played in over 25. So this is a season at PSV, especially if Malen leaves, that he could probably play pretty much every week, and I think he's not going to give up that opportunity. And there's no deal in place to make us sign him from a summer from now. So we're just going to have to wait and see what happens. In my opinion, we only have about 50 to 60 million to spend. I mean, if you can get... it's tough, but if you can get Malen for your 27 to 30, you can get Bailey for 25 and St. Juste for 15, or even Halstenberg for 8. That's a good piece of business for me. If we sell Holland this year, we could buy Mbappe. No, we couldn't. Get Lacroix as a swap deal for Thomas Delaney. Would be ideal. I don't see it happening, though. Where are we in the comments section? If Lacroix goes from Wolfsburg, we might face competition from Wolfsburg for St. Juste. I agree with that. I think St. Juste could be a logical replacement for Lacroix. But again, I don't know. It's going to depend. I don't know what's going to happen with him. 100% Sabitzer is not signing for Dortmund. Yes, Max. And I think that is smart. I think it's smart not to invest in that type of money. Hi, Josh. Hope you're doing well. Do you think that St. Juste can play as a right back in case the rest couldn't do it as well? I heard Bayern's interested in Docu. Do you think that's real? I don't know if Bayern are interested in him. What a signing he would be. Bayern would have to pay a lot of money for him. And like I said with St. Juste, can he play as a right back? Yes, for a game or two. I wouldn't rely on him coming in and dominating and becoming a right back. That's not his strengths. In my opinion, he's a very good outside center back and can play in a back four. But if for some reason Meunier, Chan, Murray when he's healthy, Paslak, they're all unavailable, maybe put St. Juste as right back. Not a credible source says Holland is leaving. Exactly. That's why I haven't looked into it too much. What happened to all the Koulibaly rumors from Stuttgart? They basically vanished as quickly as they came. I don't want to see us sign someone like Koulibaly as well. He's not proven. He's a good, talented young player. He lacks an end product. I think that he's a player that needs to keep developing, and then he'll maybe get a transfer away from Stuttgart. For me, someone like Leon Bailey is perfect. Prime. It's not investing in a young 19-year-old with a couple question marks. He's an established Bundesliga player. He's someone who I think is at the age to come to Dortmund and stay for 5 years. And I just love his game style. I think he's fast. I think his long shots could be very important. A lot of you guys are very aware that we like build-up play and not a lot of the times taking deep hits. Go to YouTube right now after this. Finish watching. After this. And go to Leon Bailey's best goals. He can hit him from distance, man. And I think that's something else that he brings to the team that we lack a little bit of. What are your thoughts on Big Zagadou? So many injuries. Is it time to move on? Sean, completely honest, yeah. I'm not holding my breath on Zagadou anymore. I think if Koulibaly has an opportunity this season to step up with his new number 4 squad number, it's goodbye for Zagadou, man. I wholeheartedly believe that. I think Koulibaly has the opportunity this summer to take a massive step in front of Big Zag's development. Josh, do you think that we're going to sign a right back? I've said it before, I'll say it again, 0%. I don't know what the money looks like in terms of how much we have to spend, but we need to sign Malen, we need to sign a winger, and then depending on who goes out, we need to sign a center back. It could be Halstenberg for a cheaper option. It could be our dream of St. Juste. It's not going to be Lacroix, but it could be St. Juste. I don't think we invest any money in a right back when we have 4 options. I'd be happy with St. Juste, especially because I don't trust our current RB depth, and he could cover as a right center back and a back 3. Center back, right back. Halstenberg is supposedly willing to sign after his contract. That is true too. If we want Halstenberg, he said that he could sign for a free after his contract. But yes, that is a good point. Again, I wouldn't hold my breath, and I don't expect to see St. Juste as a right back. Not with the amount of options we have. But outside center back, he should be a starter. It should be a Kanji, St. Juste, and Hummels through the middle. But I agree, man. Would you replace Delaney with Chan and Witsel for the rest of the season? If Delaney left, I still don't really see us replacing him. I see Witsel coming in, who basically is now like a new signing in a type of way that we didn't have him all last year. We have Witsel back. We still have Emre Can. We have Bellingham. Dahoud can play deeper when needed to. Brandt can play as an 8. And we could even bump up a young player in Toby Raschel, who's been basically creeping around the first team for a while now. I don't see them wasting money in that position if we don't have the budget to go out and get positions that we need. I personally don't think two striker systems fit Dortmund. Haaland is a lone striker, and therefore Malen can play on the wing. No way we don't use wingers. Well, that was a big issue that I had going into the season, is I said that I don't feel comfortable going into the season without signing a player like Leon Bailey, because Marco Rosa likes playing his 4-3-3, his 4-2-3-1. If we don't give him the attributes to do that in signing another winger, I think he's gonna be almost forced his hand into using like a 4-1-2-1-2. I do agree Haaland's better as a lone striker. However, Haaland can play in a dual striker formation. He does it for Norway. Norway plays a 4-4-2. He plays up there with Sorloth. I think Malen would complement Haaland more than Sorloth does. So I do think it's possible, Max, but I do think we still need desperately to sign a winger. Because if we don't sign a winger, those winger formations are going to be a little bit iffy, in my opinion. We've raised so much funds by selling players. Gomez, Bilardi. We also got money from Sociedad for buying out Isaac's transfers. Dortmund are very hush-hush and like to play the fact that we don't have money to spend. It helps them as negotiations. It's a tactic. It's something that they've always done. Oh, we won't spend this. We won't do that. And then if it comes down to it, they'll put that extra in. I don't think they're going to lose Malen, for example, over 5 mil. But I do think they have money this summer to go in and get some signings. I just don't know how much that is. Why can't BVB make big money transfers when they make so much money from profits from players, plus enormous broadcasting in the stadium, etc.? It's not the way that they do business. It's as simple as that. They'll go in for an investment type player. They usually go for players that have the opportunity to be sell-on clauses. And look what happened the last time they didn't. They brought back Mats Hummels, who we will almost certainly lose money on. They went in for Brandt and Hazard, who again, if we were to sell them, we would lose money on. They went for Schultz. All those players were in their prime. All those were good signings. None of them have, in my opinion, except for maybe Hummels, has lived up to that transfer fee that they got. It's just the way Dortmund do business, guys. And I do think, for example, I would be happy as a Dortmund fan if we sign Malen, Bailey, St. Juste, man. That is ideal. I would be fired right up for next season with that. 3 at the back won't happen, I think. I think it will. I think it definitely will. I think there's a whole bunch of formations that Marco Rosa can play. If we bring in Leon Bailey, that opens up the 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. If we bring in St. Juste, easily opens up the 3-4-2-1 or the 3-4-1-2. Malen opens up the striker formations, 4-1-2-1-2 or that 3-4-1-2 I was talking about. There is a massive amount of formations we can play with this personnel if we bring in St. Juste, if we bring in Malen, if we bring in Bailey. In my opinion right now, with what we got, we can get away with playing a 3-4-2-1. And honestly, maybe a 4-3-3, but we still lack wingers right now. Josh, I don't think Rosa will play the diamond formation as his favorite formation. I don't think so either. And I told you guys many times, I don't think the diamond formation is a formation you can get away with playing every single week. That will not be his favorite formation. Will he use it from time to time? Absolutely. But it will not be his formation we see out through the entire of this season. I thought before, and I still think again, if Bailey comes in, you're going to see a 4-2-3-1/4-3-3 to start. If Bailey comes in. Otherwise, I think he's going to utilize that back 3. He's going to push Guerrero up the pitch. He's going to push Mooney up the pitch. And that 3-4-2-1 or 3-4-1-2 is definitely an option for him. And right now, I don't think the diamond is the answer. I absolutely agree with you. He will play the diamond, not the 4-2-3-1. I don't think so. It depends. Again, it depends who comes in. But I don't think a diamond will be the every game formation. I don't. British Empire's here. How you doing, my man? Why don't we take Malen, Tammy, and Adoy and sell Haaland to Chelsea? British Empire, please tell me you're kidding. You have to be kidding, British Empire. Several reasons. Hudson-Odoi is average at best. He's someone who hasn't proved it. He's someone who's going to cost a lot of money. And same as Tammy Abraham. They have Hudson-Odoi basically valued at 50 mil. That's a joke. And Tammy Abraham valued at 40 mil, which is also a joke. I can't see the way that either one of those players come in, and I would be pissed if you told me that we gave Haaland to Chelsea and took Tammy Abraham and Hudson-Odoi. I don't know what I would do. I'd be livid. So British Empire, I hope you're kidding, because it would be a ripoff. Because that's we sell them for we would net 40, because we got Haaland ranked at 150 mil. Tammy is 40, Hudson-Odoi is 50, and we walk away. Well, we walk away with 60, but either way, I don't see it. BVB won't be signing Madueke this summer. No, they will not. Sell Witsel, age plus injury concerns. Witsel, where he plays at the back and he doesn't progress to play. I thought for a sec, okay, AR9, we're going to have to ask you to relax on the comments. I'm looking down and I see about 55 from you at a time. Give me a sec to catch up before you ask any more. I don't think Madueke will come, not even next season. He has not had a breakout season PSV, and he will surely be 50. I absolutely agree. I didn't want to see us sign Madueke because he's 19, and he hasn't really proved it at that level, man. Can't wait to see Dortmund versus United. Will be interesting. That would be fun. Don't like the Mullen deal. They think he's a winger. Otherwise, his replacements wouldn't be Bailey or Diaby, and he's 100% a striker. Holland is a lone striker. Max, I kind of agree, but I kind of don't agree. I mean, yes, he's absolutely not a winger, but Marco Rosa can play with a two-striker formation, and Holland has as well. So I think that they're kind of banking on that fact, and it also gives you versatility. Dortmund has been burned over the years because we don't have a proper backup striker. Now, if Marco Rosa can play two strikers at the same time, Maul and Holland, great. But like I said, if the chance happens where Mullen can't make games, there's your boy Holland right there. But, I mean, if we can pull off Mullen and Bailey, that's a dream come true for me. Wolf as a backup ringer or right back? No, we need to get money. We need to sell Wolf ASAP. Sign a petition to sell Wolf. British Empire, I agree with you there, my man. Selling Schultz for 14, Berkey for 5, Delaney for 20, the funds from Gomez, Bilardi. We can sign Mullen, Bailey, St. Juste, Halstenberg, maybe loan a right back. So in my opinion, if we can pull off selling Schultz, and if we do sell Schultz, that makes things interesting because we don't have coverage for Guerrero. But Berkey, if we do sell Delaney as well, we'll be bringing in Mullen, Bailey, in one of Halstenberg or St. Juste. We definitely won't be signing a right back, guys. We definitely won't be. Do you think there's any chance Dortmund get rid of Holland's release clause via a reconstructed contract? We don't even know what the actual contract looks like. We don't know if this release clause is alleged. No one knows what the number is. No one knows if it's actually legitimately there. So I'm very curious what's going to be basically transpiring between now and the summer. His release clause is supposed to happen. But I do see a way around it. I could see them giving Holland a lot more money and then upping the release clause if it's legitimately there to maybe 120 mil, something like that. But we're going to have to wait and see. Hey, Josh, I think St. Juste should be a priority. I think so as well. He opens up a lot of different formations if we do sign him. It'll depend, though. Luke says that Rosa loves two-striker formations like a 4-1-2-1-2. He does. And signing Mullen allows you to play a 4-1-2-1-2, a 3-4-1-2, and signing St. Juste can utilize the back three as well. Bailey opens up your winger formations. We're linked to three players that are vital to how we'll be playing next year. And now I'm getting to AR9s, my boys, 100,000 comments. Let's see if we can get through them. AR9 is in the house. Orsic, and again, he's 28 though. That's right there's a reason we won't sign him. Dortmund ain't signing Mullen. I believe that the deal is pretty much done, in my opinion. Dortmund will never pay 250K a week to Mullen. There's a chance they will. Go look up what Holland's making, my man. Orsic is 28, right there. His age right there will rule him out. So, we will never sign him. And I'm not saying that Orsic isn't an amazing player because he's had quite the career to get back to playing. I believe he was over in South Korea, and then he's ripping up for Croatia. But he's 28, so that age right there is the reason we won't sign him. And Doku, because of his Jeremy Doku had an unbelievable season. Well, he didn't have an unbelievable season. He had an unbelievable game, which obviously spiked up his transfer rate, and I just don't think that Dortmund are willing to do that. You're telling me Abraham is 40 mil while Mullen is 30. That's what the last time I saw him, it said that Chelsea wanted 40 mil from West Ham. So again, you're never going to see me talk up signing an English player, especially one like Hudson-Odoi or Tammy Abraham. They're way too overpriced, and in my opinion, just aren't that good. And I would be devastated if we lost Holland and replaced him with Tammy Abraham. I would be so pissed. So unbelievably pissed. Dortmund's position priority should be Leon Bailey, Patson Daka. So Daka signed for Leicester, so he's not an option. And Leon Bailey, I believe, should be a priority as well. Doku is a really lackluster end product this season. Wasn't that good. If you look at his numbers for Rennes this year, he did not put up a crazy amount of numbers. But if you could tell from the game he had with Belgium that there's a baller in there, I just think that his hype will be a little bit too high right now for Dortmund to look into. Mukuku should be enough to play a consistent backup this year. Potentially, but I don't know. A lot of people are annoyed that he may not get the looks that a lot of you guys want. And you guys have asked me that question a lot, and I don't see Mukuku starting more than 10 games, man. I don't. According to the news, BVB and PSV talks have stalled over Malen valuation. Do you think this means? I really hope it goes through. Any updates, please? Well, from what I know is that Dortmund wanted to get the deal closer to 27, while PSV rate him over 30. I think it's a tactic. I've seen Dortmund do it in the past. I'm going to probably see him do it in the future. They like to play the cards that they're struggling. And if you know anything about Dortmund, you know it's probably not true. But they like to play that card that they're losing or using all that money from Sancho. And that's a lot of money from Sancho. To balance the books, they're going to be very strategic about how they spend the money. They want to send a message to other clubs that we're hurting a little bit. So we can't really spend more than 27. If you want this deal, which the player does, you need to play by our kind of rules. Now, I could see them honestly stubborn themselves out of the deal. I could. If Liverpool or another club comes in that are interested and can outbid Dortmund, I think we have a chance to lose Malen. However, I think Dortmund, if it comes to a few mil, will cave to get Malen done. I think it's just a matter of time. So I'm not looking into anything quite yet until the Sancho deal is finalized. Because once the Sancho deal is 100% finalized, we're going to find out whether Dortmund are that serious about bringing in Malen ASAP as soon as possible or not. Do you want Knauf as a wingback or winger? For me, winger, it's not even close. I don't think Knauf has the right back ability. I know he's played as a wingback for the U23s. It's just not, I don't think he can replicate that type of way for the main squad. And I think Dortmund see him as a winger. And from what I've seen him come off the bench and do, he's a winger in my books. Through and through. I always thought that Rafa was fantastic as an 8. Coupled with the lackluster work defense ethic and how good his defense is, I think signing Hulsenberg and putting Rafa in the midfield will be great. Mark, I kind of disagree. I think Guerrero has played well as a midfielder when he's given that opportunity. And I think that he's even played good as a right or left attacking midfielder when he's been put up the pitch. But I wouldn't ever bank on the fact that Guerrero would shine through the entirety of a season there when we already have kind of depth in the midfield specifically. If anything, I'd look to maybe put him as a left attacking midfielder over just a straight up number 6, number 8. But I do take your point. Guerrero likes playing as a wingback. He said it himself. He doesn't love playing as a natural left back, which is why I think if we do end up moving to a 3-4-1-2 or 3-4-2-1, and we have that back three and we give Guerrero space to run, he will thrive even more. But I don't see Dortmund putting him in the midfield. I don't see Rosa putting him in the midfield. I see them keeping him as a left back because we don't have really any other options. West Ham can pay 40 million, no probs. They will spend big and might suffer. AR9 says sell Bellingham for 100 mil and sign Sabitzer, Chiesa, and Renato Sanchez. AR9, I don't think you understand how transfer works, man. You're not going to get 100 million for Bellingham. I think over time we're going to get a good chunk, but we bought him for 25. More than likely we'll sell him for like 60 in a couple years' time. But I do like Renato Sanchez a lot. I'd be curious to see how he would do, but I don't see him coming in, man. I want Malen and Madueke. Madueke will not be coming in, but I do think Malen will be, and maybe Bailey. No way anyone pays 100 million for Bellingham. No. Probably in a couple years' time we'll get 60 for Bellingham, is my opinion. It's not that difficult to understand why Dortmund doesn't sign big names despite sales they have. Dortmund pays high wages per year and signs more players. There is no billionaires there. It's very true, Fernando. It's very true. A lot of people, a lot of Dortmund fans don't quite understand why. And it's fair. It's a complicated fact to understand how Dortmund runs the way that they do. But once you understand it, it kind of helps you in a way to relax a little bit on how the transfers work. But know that they're very good at replenishing this squad. So I'm very excited, and I have a feeling it would not surprise me if we see St. Juste, if we see Bailey, and we see Mullen come in, and I'm happy, man. People are acting like Dortmund can't negotiate, and we still pay up after how we handled the Sancho and Haaland deal. Fair? Would you rather sell Haaland now for 170 or next year for 75? For me, for selfish reasons as a fan, next season for 75, and it's for two reasons. One, if we sell Haaland this year, we can kiss any chances of winning the Bundesliga goodbye. That is my wholehearted opinion. If we pluck out those 30 goals and what Haaland brings to this team, we will not challenge Bayern. No chance. And on top of that, it doesn't matter if we sell him for 170 or sell him for 75. His replacement will cost 30. And his replacement, more than likely, is Mullen. So I want to win something. I want to win the Bundesliga more than anything else right now. And if we sell Haaland, in my opinion, it's gone. So knowing that his replacement will be the same no matter what we sell him for, I could give a shit which way it goes. I want to keep him this year 100%. And I do think we will. Because, again, no one knows what that release clause is. No one knows. So it's very hard to make a judgment call to what to do with Haaland if we don't know the 100% facts of what that release clause looks like. Does Mullen really want to come to Dortmund, though? I read an article from that. I read an article that says Mullen wants Dortmund. That Mullen, number one choice is Borussia Dortmund, which I think, again, plays into the fact that I think he will come. I think that I love when players want to come to this club, especially someone at his age. He's not like 19, he's 22, he'll come in, and I'm looking forward to it. And like I said, he's more than likely going to be Haaland's replacement long term. Hey Josh, it was confirmed that Mbappe is the cover for FIFA 2022. Well, good for Kylian. Good for Kylian, very cool. What is left in the Sancho deal? I thought it was done. The medical, I believe. I'm backing Brandt this season. Videos of him training really seem like Rosa and him have a good bond. For me, Brandt is not the typical 10. Instead, he's a deep 8 playmaking with pre-assists. I agree with the fact that, I was someone who said sell Brandt, and I was very open about it, and had a lot of you guys disagree, which is totally fine. Everyone's got their own perspective. But now I've come to the realization that there's a connection there between Rosa and Brandt. And I don't see a way that after what we've seen over the last few weeks, and I think it helped vitally that Brandt was ready there and available for when Marco Rosa came in. Because I do think that Brandt's going to be a massive part of this team going forward. I do still think Brandt is just as good as a 10 as an 8. I don't think there's a big difference. I think in a 4-2-3-1, as a lone 10 is where he shines. Or in a 4-3-3 playing as an 8 like he did with Havertz at Leverkusen was very good as well. But I'm very curious to see how Marco Rosa does it. And how he fits this squad together with your Gios, with your Royces. Because, like I said, and I've said it, this is probably my 10th time saying it. If Brandt has a good season, Gio will not. That is as much as I believe that. Sell Haaland, sign Dolberg from Nice. He's a great for Denmark. And Chiesa at Fiorentina as a winner. So Chiesa is a Juve player and is on loan there for another season. And Kasper Dolberg is not convincing enough for me as a Haaland replacement. Imagine the pace. Haaland, Mullen, Bailey. It's beautiful to think of. Beautiful to think of. I really appreciate your Twitter grind. Keep it up. Cracker HD, we appreciate it, my man. If you guys don't follow us on Twitter or Instagram, go right ahead. There's also Twitch there, which we're going to try to get more consistent. I've been busy, and I'm very sorry. But I will try to keep doing a little bit more career modes and our Dahoud career mode once he resigns. Almost all of the deals we did this summer are made to reduce the salaries in the squad. Mullen earns less than Sancho, Kobel less than Berkey, Halstenberg less than Schultz. Strategies, man. And in my opinion, man, not all of them are upgrades, but Kobel's an upgrade on Berkey, Halstenberg would be an upgrade on Schultz, and we knew Sancho was leaving, and Mullen's a great replacement, man. AR9, why would you prefer Orsic, who's 28 and unproven in a top league, over Mullen, who again is unproven in a top league, but plays at the national level and is 22. Doku, I believe Chiesa is a Juve player. He's on loan there. He's not going anywhere. Chiesa is still a Fiorentina player. He would be a great right wing. He is still, but Juve will buy him. He is on loan at Juve. Juve will buy him. Chiesa is not going anywhere. Thanks. Go BVB. If we get Bailey and Malen and we are able to keep Holland, we are serious challengers. I agree. It's the number one reason. I get this question all the time, and I got it today. Would you rather sell him for 170 or 75? And I don't know. Do you guys want to compete for the title? Because if we sell him this year for 175, we're not going to win. It's as straightforward as that. How much truth is there to Helsingborg rumors? There's a lot of truth, D North. There's a lot of truth. And from what I've read, Helsingborg is openly willing to take a pay cut and come to Dortmund this summer. The rumored number is about 8. It's just whether basically Leipzig want to play ball and sell directly to a title rival. But there's also been statements that Helsingborg will see out his year at Leipzig and join Dortmund for free the following year. Now, Helsingborg's 29. So ideally, if you were going to get him, I'd rather get him this summer instead of getting him when he's 30, but either way. St. Juste, Malen, Bailey would be a hell of a haul for Sancho. Bailey is close to Brandt from Leverkusen, and that's something that I'd like to look at. Jake, that's a great point. I didn't even think of that connection, but another big thing for me, guys, and I don't know if you agree, Dortmund lack pace. They've lacked pace for a while. Guerrero is not a fast wingback. Hummels is a very slow center back. Our wingers are not even that fast. Like, they're fast. They're fine. Sancho is obviously a good winger. He's very fast because he's very quick with the ball. But he doesn't have that brilliant lightning winger pace like a Diaby or a Bailey does. And if you're adding 3 different types of fast players to this team is a win for me. Bringing unbelievable pace with St. Juste to the defense is crucial. Bringing in pace on the wings like Bailey is crucial. And then even having just that extra versatility up front with, again, more pace and Malen. Unbelievable haul. I agree with you 100%. Let's get to 40 likes. Like the video, guys. I appreciate the shout out, my friend. We're at 38. If we can hit 40, that would be fantastic. Luke says Brandt is much better when there's no pressure to score or assist. He's better as a CM. I disagree a little bit, but I take your point, Luke. It depends on the formation, because, like I said, a 4-3-3 for Leverkusen is when I saw Brandt play his best football. When he was playing with the kind of the dual 8s with him and Havertz is when he's at his best. So yes, it was a little bit deeper. But I don't see us playing that formation for Dortmund. That's why I'm very curious to see what Rosa's going to do. I don't see a way to really naturally fit Brandt and Royce on the same pitch. I see it in the 4-1-2-1-2, Brandt as your 8, Royce as your 10, Holland and Malen up front. But that's not, like I said, that's not a formation you're going to see play every single game. I don't really see a 4-3-3 either. You could go Witsel and then what? Royce and Brandt? That takes out Dahoud and Bellingham. It's going to be very interesting to see how this happens, man. I don't know. Because like I do agree, but I don't see a formation that fits that kind of play style. No point in pursuing players like Chiesa. Euros hype increasingly the price, and he's a great player for a one-season wonder. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to sign Chiesa. That's a fact. Juve will find a way to finish the deal, man. They're not going to let Chiesa walk. Where are we? Dahoud contract extend, any update? You guys will know when he extends his contract because we'll be partying here on the channel. But no update really. Just the fact that it looks like it's going to be done at some point. I pray it's sooner than later. White says that Schultz earns about 100K per week. Get this man off our books ASAP, man. After the talk with the PSV fan, did it convince you about Madueke? It convinced me that he's not coming. I like Madueke. I do. Like I said, I watched an interview with him that spoke to his character, showed the kind of player he wants to be, that he's strategic. He left Tottenham, turned down United, went right to PSV for game time. He idolized someone like Sancho. But I don't see Madueke coming to Dortmund this summer because he won't get that game time. And at PSV, like I said, he only started 7 games last year. That's not a ton of starts. But this season, I see him starting just about every game. And like I said, the number one reason why I still don't want him, period, is that he's English. I know, I'm biased. That's what I've become. I don't want to see us sign another English player. We sign Madueke for 25. We sell him in 3 years for 60. Great piece of business, but I want someone like Leon Bailey who will probably be here for 5 years. And that's perfect. But, I mean, he's a good player, and Rennes talked very highly of him. What do you say to the Dortmund Twitter post again? Any clue? What do you mean, my friend? What do you say to the Dortmund Twitter post? Any clue? I don't know exactly what you mean. I don't know if I want Halstenberg, but I like how he is a lifelong Dortmund and find the respect and very loyalty. Alex, I do agree. I said something that we lack is pace. If we bring in Halstenberg, guess what? We add no pace. We cover versatility. If we sell Nico Schultz and get that fat contract off our books, and we get Halstenberg for a cut price deal where he's taking a wage cut, fantastic. He can be coverage for left back. He has played as a left wing back, even though it's not my favorite position for him. Outside left center back's perfect for him, and he can play in a back four. He covers a lot of positions. However, he lacks pace, but it would be a strategic deal. But yeah, I'm 50-50 about whether the deal will go through or not. Hi, I just want to hear your opinion about Malen. Most I see of him is he's playing too much with his eyes on the ground and only play for himself and not trying to play as a team. Very curious. So when we had Renz on, he spoke a little bit about Malen. Malen plays with PSV in a 4-4-2 formation, kind of that dual striker. He did put up great numbers this year, 19 goals and 8 assists. But numbers can sometimes be deceiving because he took, I think, it was 149 shots, and that might be wrong. I don't know the exact number, but it was well over 100 shots, 19 goals. So Malen, as good as his numbers look in the Dutch league, has some critical and clinical finishing problems. You saw it again for the Netherlands. He had a one-on-one to give Netherlands a lead in that match against Czech. He missed it. I do think that he's a player that can still develop. I think taking that move, there's a player in there. He's 22. He can score goals, and playing in a team like Dortmund, I think he'll have more opportunity to do so. I think that he would be a good look for, again, two main reasons for me. If Marco Rosa goes with a formation with a two-striker formation, Malen Holland is a dream. And then the biggest thing for me is if Holland goes down, which would suck, but it's happened before, we need coverage, and we don't have any of it. Moukoko is not ready to jump in and play week in, week out as a lone striker. Malen can do that, and that's why I want to see him, and I'm very excited to hopefully we sign him. So reason I wholeheartedly believe we lost the title in 2019. Because Mario Götze was not a striker. And he played as a lone striker when Paco was injured. Gladbach are willing to sell Marcus Thuram for 30 mil. Thuram is better than Malen. I think that's debatable. I think Thuram is a good player. He can play on the wings. He can play as a striker. He would really fit this system. I don't disagree. But I don't see Gladbach selling to Dortmund. They've done it too many times in the past. And the way we took Marco Rosa for them tells me that there's no way we're doing business and Dortmund won't even try. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but we'll have to see. We've lacked pace 2 years since Hakimi left. I agree with that. I want someone like Dembele days where they would just bridge someone and sprint down the wing. I seriously underrated. Ousmane Dembele for Dortmund was disgusting. He was my favorite player to watch that year because he was just different. I wanted the ball on his foot at all times. Being dual-footed, being able to shoot with both feet like that, cross with both feet was incredible. Mark, I agree. Dembele, even though I don't like him as a person really, was a phenomenal player for Dortmund that year. We legit lack pace, I agree. That's why we need Bailey and St. Juste because we both need to add pace to the squad and improve our game as a whole. Agree. 100%. Couldn't said it better, man. Couldn't say it better myself. You need pace on the back. St. Juste gives you that. You need pace on the wings. And not just ball carrying pace. You need lightning, fast pace. Bailey's your guy. Or Diaby or someone like that. We're at 45 likes, guys. Be sure to drop a like if you're just joining us. Get us to 50 as I try to find where the last comment was. Akanji and St. Juste could be a killer partnership. Akanji is pretty speedy, CB, all considered. They would be a great pairing together, and they would also be a great pairing with Hummels in the middle. Like I said, Hummels' pace by far is his weakest attribute. A lot of people didn't think he could play in a back four, me included. He proved us wrong at the tail end of last season. But pictured Hummels playing in his preferred central center back position with two of the fastest center backs you're going to find in Akanji and St. Juste beside him. It's a perfect fit, in my opinion. So I think that the St. Juste signing, if we pull it off, is a stroke of genius. Can we get the best out of Zagadou this season? If we sign St. Juste, no. Because, I mean, Hummels and Akanji are way up there. St. Juste definitely jumps over Zagadou. And I think Koulibaly Young Koulibaly will be our fourth. I think Zagadu's on the outside looking in, and if he can't figure out his injury situation and get fit, I don't think he's going to be here for the long term. Brandt's best performance for BVB was with the center mid with Witsel, Weigl in the 3-4-3 formation before we had the COVID outbreak. Luke, I agree. I absolutely agree. That was his best position. I do think he played better for Leverkusen when they played the 4-3-3 with Havertz and Brandt as the 8. But for Dortmund, yes, the 3-4-3 alongside Witsel is where Brandt shined. So, I mean, but again, try to find a formation that fits. Because no offense to Brandt, if I'm doing my best formation, Brandt's not in it. He's definitely not in it. But it seems like Marco Rose needs to find a spot for him. So if you go 3-4-1-2, you can have maybe Witsel, because you need defensive awareness out there. Brandt, Royce. You're leaving Dahoud and Bellingham on the bench, which, I'm sorry, they're both better players than Brandt is. They both need to be on that type of formation. If you go a 4-3-3, that really takes Royce out of contention unless you want to play Royce on the wing, which is, again, not his strong suit. And then you can see Brandt, Bellingham, Witsel, which, again, I would arguably start Dahoud, man. So it's very curious to see where we're going to go with Brandt, because I honestly think he's almost in the way, in my opinion, man. My best formations don't include Brandt, period. But from what I'm seeing from Marco Rosa, Brandt will be in. We need a right back. Tim, we do, sort of, but we won't have one. We have 4 people who can play right back. Dortmund aren't going to spend any money there. Imagine Mullen flops at Dortmund and he's on $250K a week. Well, we don't know what the final his final wage is going to be, and we don't know that he's going to flop. But it's a risk that you make with every type of transfer. Thoughts on Marius Wolf? Sell him ASAP and get some money. Mullen will sign. I'm hoping so. Mullen should only earn around 100K max. And I do agree with that. I don't know what the final, but that's the thing. I'm not going to make a judgment on what he's going to make until we actually see the deal. Just because Ronaldo, being one of the most stubborn men in world football, is going for 250 doesn't mean that's going to happen. And that might be a reason the deal breaks down if we're not willing to pay 250, which is a lot of money. So I do agree with that, AR9 and White, I do agree. Halstenberg could be a defensive left back we are looking for. Pace won't be a problem because we won't be attacking much. That is true. And yeah, Halstenberg can definitely be an attacking left back. But I don't know if I can see St. Juste and Halstenberg coming in given our budget. And that's where it becomes interesting. Is like, if you sign St. Juste, who are you going to find for coverage? Because I don't know if we're going to pull off the Halstenberg deal. Do you just go and wing it and hope that our boy Guerrero plays every game? I'm not sure. But I don't know if I see both Halstenberg and St. Juste coming in. What if we give a chance and believe that Knauf as a replacement for Sancho save millions? Your view? Too risky. I want to compete, man. I think everyone complains about Dortmund not spending money. So I think it would be a huge red flag if we said, all right, you know what, Knauf is the new Sancho. It's not gonna end pretty, man. We need someone like Leon Bailey. And he's cheap, man. If you get him for 25 mil, which I don't know if Leverkusen is willing to play ball, but if you get Leon Bailey for 25 mil, and you just opened a whole bunch of formations, you offered something that we don't have in terms of his pace, you have to do that if you want to compete. If you want to save money and act like you completely want to save money, man, then, I mean, go for it. Upgrade Knauf, but for me, we need to sign someone. Is Mullen really going to get $250 a week at BVB? I don't think so, but we're going to have to wait and see. Hi, Josh. I heard Chelsea are looking to make a 150 bid for Haaland this summer. Is it true? It could be true. I don't know 100% no. I haven't seen any legitimate sources I trust to indicate that. Either way, they can bid all they want. Dortmund has the opportunity and has all the power to reject it, which I desperately hope they do. No EPL teams are interested in Bailey anymore. If he signs with us, he would stay for longer. I agree. Like I said, Bailey's profile over someone like Madueke is very pleasing to me because I think he'll sign a 5-year deal. I think he will be itching to make that jump from Leverkusen to Dortmund, and I think he will be here for the long term. Sadly, I don't find anymore they posted anything about the announcement tomorrow and a bunch of flags as a picture. Are you talking about the World Tour, my man? Where are we? Taylor put something in the chat from Twitter. We've got something very excited planned tomorrow. Stay tuned. Are you ready? Can you guess what's coming? Ooh, I have no idea what's coming. But thank you, Producer T, for putting that in. Seeing as Wolfsburg is interested in Delaney, is any chance that Delaney plus cash for... I doubt it. I don't think we're going to get Baku. I would love it. Don't get me wrong. I would love to pull that off. But I don't see it happening. I see Bailey going to the Prem if he wants to play some type of mid-table Prem team or as a backup. I want to see Davies versus Bailey 1v1. I would like to see that too. I agree with St. Juste signing, though. I would prefer him. Yeah, again, pace is just something AR9 we need to definitely inject into Dortmund, and St. Juste is a nice budget signing with potential to grow. Josh, I hear... Oh, yes, I did read that one. St. Juste is fast as right back in the Bundesliga. He played at right back for Mainz as well. Yes, but barely, guys. I need you guys to understand that. St. Juste has a fraction of the time played as a right back. And he is not a right back. He is a center back and an outside center back. But if push comes to shove, he can play as a right back for the odd game. How is the transfer situation with St. Juste? From what I heard is that there was a concrete bid made that was quickly turned down by the sporting director at Mainz. So, I don't know. All that tells me is that interest is there, and that's enough for me to hold on to some hope. Which formation do you see that we'll use most this year with the players you see in every position? It's so hard, man. It's so hard. Like I said, if we're banking on 3 players coming in. If St. Juste comes in, it opens up all formations with a back 3. Even though you can technically use Emre Can as a back 3, but I like St. Juste there a lot more. Daniel Mullen opens all formations with dual striker formation, which is a 4-1-2-1-2 or a 3-4-1-2. And then, of course, bringing in Leon Bailey opens up your winger positions more. I always said I think Marco Rosa likes playing a 4-3-3, 4-2-3-1. But with our personnel at this exact moment without no signings, the best formation on paper to me is a 3-4-2-1. With 2 floating cams being either Brandt, Gio, and then Royce, Holland up front, your wingbacks, your back 3 of Akanji, Hummels, Chan. I'm thinking Dortmund could play in a 4-2-2-2 and fit Royce and Brandt along with 2 strikers and 2 deep mids. John, I mean, on paper, it looks doable, and I actually thought of that as well. But Marco Rosa doesn't play that formation, and I don't see it being very successful. I think, depending on how it is, you would need coverage, and I don't think Royce and Brandt playing out the 4-2-2-2. You also, to pull off a 4-2-2-2, you need these attacking wingers to have a lot of pace, or attacking midfielders to have a lot of pace, and be able to cover some ground. That doesn't suit Brandt and Royce. I could definitely see something along the lines to get them on of, like I said, a 3-4-2-1 could have Brandt and Royce playing more centrally with then wingbacks covering the outsides and Guerrero and Meunier with Holland up front. But, I mean, Marco Rosa comes from the RB coaching staff, so they do like their 4-2-2-2s and 4-4-2s, but I don't see that formation being played at Dortmund. Sancho is world-class. He is second only to Lewy in goal contributions in the Bundesliga. Sancho is world-class, man, and I'm going to miss him a lot. I think we should use left-back Nico Schultz and Guerrero as a wing-back. I don't want Nico Schultz on the pitch. So, I'm against that. I think we should sell Schultz, get him off the books as easily as you can. And Guerrero won't play as a winger, and I don't see him even going into the midfield. Our midfield's already very congested with a lot of competition. I could see him maybe going up the pitch a little bit as a winger if you needed, but if we bring in Bailey, no. I think Guerrero will be playing left back / left wing back for the season. That's just my opinion. But we need to sell Nico Schultz, man. We need to get him off the books. He's underperformed. I want us to loan Knauf. I don't think we will, but I think if Bailey comes in, it definitely hurts his opportunity to have a breakout year. But Knauf, the nice thing right now, guys, you got to remember, we have a U23 team that is playing in the 3rd division of the Bundesliga. A huge step up to where they were playing. And Knauf, Tigges, if these players stay, they will have a big opportunity to actually get minutes at a relatively competitive level and get called up to Dortmund if we ever need them. So loaning out Knauf, I don't think will happen. If anything, he'll just get a ton more minutes with the U23s. I'm a Man United fan. Can I ask how good Sancho is? Sancho is fantastic, man. You got a good player in him. I think he'll probably play in the 4-2-3-1 with you guys over on... It'll be hard. I mean, he can play on the right, and he has played on the right. He's much better, in my opinion, on the left, but you have Marcus Rashford there. So then you'll have Bruno in the middle, and then Cavani maybe as your striker. If you move Rashford up as a striker, have Sancho on the left, Greenwood on the right. You have huge opportunity, but Sancho is an unbelievable player. He's very good with the ball at his feet. He's good at taking 1v1s. Unbelievable finisher, incredible passer. I'm going to miss the shit out of him, so there you go. You're going to be fine with him. Where are we? Is it possible for both St. Juste and Halstenberg despite attacking signings? Fernando, in my opinion, no. I don't think it's possible. But again, it's going to depend on how much Dortmund are keeping their cards to their chest. Because I don't know exactly what the budget looks like, man. They're playing the cards that we don't have a lot of money. We need to find a good deal any way we can. And I don't know what it's finally going to look like. I don't see us going for both unless we... For example, we sell Zagadou, for example, we sell Zagadou and Schultz, then yeah, I can see it. But I don't see with what looks to be going out versus what's coming in, I don't see both being pulled off. BVB won't let Mullen be on higher wages than Royce. Luke, I agree. No way. And if Mullen is going to be stuck on that 225K a week, I can see the deal falling apart. But I do think there's a lot of wiggle room there. Sancho will destroy the Prem and teach Prem boys what the real generational talent is. I agree. Stefan Tigges is going to rock this season or be more playing time. Your view? No. If we sign Mullen, Tigges won't touch the pitch. I see Tigges staying and solely playing for the U23s or maybe getting a transfer away or a loan move away. I don't think Tigges has a future at Dortmund. That's my opinion. I think he's aged out of that young potential already. It's not like he's 18, 19. And I just don't see him because he's fourth in the pecking order. You have Holland, and if you bring in Mullen, he's there. You have Mukuku. And I would honestly see us playing Hazard, Brandt, Royce as a striker opposed to ever starting Tigges. So I don't see Tigges staying here long term, man. I would take a risk on Orsic, to be honest. Every time I see him, he's amazing. He is good, but I wouldn't take a risk because he's 28. And again, if you know anything about the way Dortmund do business, man, he's not proven in a good league, and he's 28 years old. You'll never see it. You'll never see it happen. Every time I watch Leverkusen, Bailey is either hot or cold. He's not like Coman or Gnabry. I have heard some consistency issues that people have had with Leon Bailey. I wouldn't look too much into it. I still think of what's available and who's willing to come to Dortmund. Bailey is the best look right now. But feel free to suggest other players that are realistic. Jeremy Doku from Rennes, unfortunately, is not realistic because I don't think that we'd get him as a deal. He's just at an all-time spike after a major tournament. Orsic will never happen for several reasons, even though I do think he's a good player. I think Knauf has pace. If he gets more playing time, is going to be the next Sancho. I think that he's got a high ceiling, and I would love to see it. But I don't know. It's gonna be tough to see how much playing time he gets if we keep adding recruitments. Actually, I'm gonna pick 2 signings out of 3. I would pick St. Juste, Bailey over Mullen because I think Holland for this season can solve our striker problem next season. And the reason we're pushing so much on Mullen makes me nervous to see if there's something I don't know in regarding to Mullen, but again, my personal opinion is that they want the Mullen deal for the future because Holland is going to leave at some point. But I mean, I agree. If we can get St. Juste, if we can get Mullen, and we can get Bailey, man, I'm a happy man. Sell Schultz, Meunier, Delaney, Chan, Witzel, Holland, Zagadou, Berkey. AR9, are you just typing things just to type things? Was that what you're doing? Selling Schultz? Absolutely, I agree. No way we sell Meunier. No one's going to take his contract. And we need a right back, and Dortmund don't look to spend. I could see them selling maybe Delaney. They're not going to sell Chan. They're not going to sell Witzel. They're not going to sell Zagadou, even though I wouldn't mind if they did. They will sell Berkey. And why would you want them to sell Holland? Because if they sell Holland, our title challenge is over. Because like I said, Doesn't matter if you sell all those players coming in. Haaland's replacement will cost 30 mil. So congratulations, Bayern. Here's another title. I think Sancho is going to struggle really bad at the beginning of the season. He normally did, and the press will destroy him and kill him before he gets the chance. I'm curious to see how he gets on next year, man. Dolberg is available for 10 mil from Nice. That's a great deal. That is a great deal. Not going to lie with you. That's not a bad deal. But again, Dolberg hasn't done anything to prove to me that he can score and replace Haaland in that kind of way. You think Haaland will stay? I do. I think Haaland's going to stay 100%, man. And if Dortmund sell... I don't know, man. If Dortmund sell, we aren't going to win the title, I can tell you that much. If Dortmund don't act like a big club, Bayern is going to stroll the Bundesliga by Christmas. Well, I mean, how is Bayern acting like a big club, man? They're complaining about money and transfers just as much, if not way more than Dortmund is. There's players being linked out. There's no players being linked in. But, I mean, they're differently run clubs, AR9. You have to get an understanding on that before you come here and say, buy all these players and sell all these players. It's not the way this club works. I would love to sign Mbappe. I would love to sign a free agent of Sergio Ramos. It will never happen. It will never happen. So we need to be realistic about it as Dortmund fans and try to make the best strategical decisions to compete for the Bundesliga while still going over the profile of how Dortmund is run as a club. Which is why signings like Malen and Bailey coming in are realistic. They could definitely happen. Someone like St. Juste as well. But unfortunately, from what I can tell, someone like even Maxence Lacroix is a little unrealistic. Jeremy Doku is a little unrealistic. I mean, and then just stupid transfers like trying to go after Abraham or Hudson-Odoi. I don't know, man. But I don't think Bayern are adding much this summer, man. And they just spent $25 million on a manager who I hope shits the bed and gives a big opening for Dortmund and a hungry Erling Haaland and a rejuvenated team. Because Dortmund just had a shit show of a season that ended up turning into a wonderful ending. But now Marco Rose is going to be ready. He's going to be ready to kick it from the beginning. Hopefully add the depth, the versatility of formations we can play, which I'm so excited about. I'm very excited, man. I'm very excited. And I don't think Bayern is going to walk away with the title this season. I think it's going to be an eye-opener for Bayern. But saying that, it could be an eye-opener for Dortmund. I'm still saying Bayern is the favorites and will probably win the league. But I think it's an open race. If Rosa decides to stick with the 4-1-2-1-2, we actually don't need Malen. Haaland and Hazard, Royce, Moukoko can all play up front. I disagree very much with that statement. If Marco Rosa goes with the 4-1-2-1-2, we 1,000% need Malen. Hazard is not a striker. Royce is not a striker. And Moukoko is too young. So we are stuck with Malen. So if we go with a two-striker formation, that are we going to do successfully, we need a striker. I'm not saying it has to be Malen, but you need a striker. I'm still not convinced Moukoko will do it night in, night out. And I've seen enough of Brandt, Royce, Hazard, Götze, for example, playing as a striker role for Dortmund over the years. It's the last thing I want to see. But, so I absolutely disagree. If we do a 4-1-2-1-2, a two-striker formation, Malen should be top of that list. If you only want to play with a one-striker formation, that makes Leon Bailey honestly a little bit more valuable than Malen. But because we don't know what Haaland's future has in store is the number one reason why Malen is so heavily linked to the club right at this second. WTF, Bayern need more time to win the Bundesliga last season than City. Where are we? Yeah, and Bayern's got a big overhaul of teams. They got Upamecano. No one is being sold. Well, David Alaba left. Boateng left. Coman's linked to the door. They've re-signed their backup striker of Choupo-Moting. And Upamecano had honestly not that great of a season last year. So I don't know. I think and Nagelsmann might not hit the ground running. Nagelsmann loves playing and tampering with formations. And Bayern played a strict 4-2-3-1 last season. So a 4-2-3-1 and now going into maybe a 3-5-2, a 3-4-1-2. I don't know, man. I'm not convinced that Nagelsmann's going to be able to hit the ground running. I don't care about anything right now. I just don't want Bayern to win the league again. Neither do I, which is the number one reason I don't care what Haaland goes for this summer versus next summer. We need to keep him, and we need to compete. Bayern and Leipzig were still close till the end. They only defeated Leipzig when things went bad Bayern's way. Malen is not the answer in my opinion. I have a grave feeling that he's going to flop. Why should Dortmund pay him $250 a week? I don't think he's going to flop, but I don't think we should pay him $250 a week. I agree with you. That is way too much money for a player who's, like I said, he's only done it in the Dutch league. And like I said, he's only scored 19 goals on 150 shots. It's not good. It's not good finishing numbers, but $250 is way too expensive. Riley says, I'm excited for next season. Bayern are close to letting Koeman go on a free for 2 years unless Liverpool pays $70 for him. Sancho is 4 years younger than Koeman, but somehow they play the same price. If you pay $70 for Koeman, you're an idiot. That is a terrible deal, man. Kingsley Coman is not that great of a player for that type of money. Malen needs to work on his finishing, though. I agree. For a striker, his finishing can be poor, and it makes things a little nerve-wracking, but we'll have to see. But Bayern genuinely think Koeman would be worth $100 million if they had the same contract as Sancho. Sancho is 21 and Koeman is 25, 26. Well, Bayern are going crazy if they think that. Koeman is not worth that. Koeman should be about a $40 million player, man. He's got crazy injury problems. And yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see it. But your starting 11 for next season. My starting 11 for next season with our current squad would be Kobel. It'd be a 4-3-2-1. Kobel's in net. Right wing back's Meunier. Chan is right center back. Hummel's is central center back. Akanji's left center back. With Guerrero, Witzel, and Dahoud or Bellingham as your two center mids. Brandt or Gio with Royce as your two cams. Haaland as your striker is my preferred formation. But that all changes depending if Bailey, Malen, or St. Juste come in. We cannot allow Bayern to win the league again. I agree. And I think this season's going to be open. But this is going to be our last question of the day. I have very high hopes for next season. With keeping Haaland, and we've managed to get Malen, St. Juste, Bailey. With consistency, we can be very strong contenders for the title this season. I agree, man. I have high hopes, man. I have high hopes for next season. I'm never going to go into the season saying that we're the favorites, we're going to win. But like I said, if Marco Rosa finds a way to be successful, and he's good at changing up the squad, changing up formations, utilizing all the attacking talent, with replenishing the squad properly with a St. Juste, with a Bailey, with a Malen, this team looks deadly. On top of the fact, like I said, 7 of 8 managers in the Bundesliga of the top 8 clubs last season have new managers, which matters, man. It absolutely matters, and the biggest one I'm looking at is Nagelsmann at Bayern. The pressure is going to be there, and I'm praying and hoping he doesn't hit it as quick as Marco Rosa does, and he plays with his formation because I don't think you should do that with the way that Bayern were playing last season. Same thing can go for Marco Rosa, man. That's why it's going to be so interesting to see. But expectations for Hazard in the upcoming season. I'm nervous. I'm nervous with what Hazard's going to do. If Hazard can stay fit and we sign Leon Bailey is key to Hazard having good minutes. Because Leon Bailey on the left wing, Hazard on the right wing, you can play a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1. But if Bailey doesn't end up coming in, it's going to make things a little bit harder for Hazard because I don't think that the winger formation will be preferred. But we're going to have to wait and see. Lucas says, will Brandt stay? I'm 90% sure Brandt will stay. Definitely looks like he's definitely a preferred player under Marco Rosa. I just don't know how it's going to work. I don't know how you fit in all these players. But we're going to wrap it up there for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This was another fun stream. We'll be back. We have our first Dortmund watch-along next Tuesday, so first one of the season, man. First preseason match. But be sure to drop a like if you haven't already, and subscribe if you guys are new around here. And we